Hello students, this is the second part of our second semester's fourth poem, and that is Father Returning Home, which is written by Dilip Chetri. So open your books, page number 81. On this page number, second paragraph of the poem's introduction. Now listen carefully. Father returning home from traveling in a cage is a deftly drawn. Deftly it means, look at the board. Definitely it means quick and neatly skillful. Drawn word portrait. Portrait it means described in words of a commuter. Commuter it means a person who travel on workplace on a regular basis. So any person who travel on his workplace regular basis from his home to the workplace, that person is called commuter. And he is dull, drab it means monotonous. Drab it means monotonous. It means daily, very dull, very sad situation of life. And exhausting daily routine. Exhausting it means tired out completely. Daily routine. So here the poem which we are going to learn, The Father Returning Home, it was taken from a traveler in a cage, and this was a very skillful portrait or presentation of words we can see in this poem about a commuter. Commuter it means a person who travels from his home to the workplace on the daily basis or regularly. Forced to return to stale food. Stale it means not fresh. So that person always forced to eat stale food, it means he always eat food that is not fresh. And painful isolation at home, and at home he always live isolate alone. The family members never involved with him. The pathetic old man. Pathetic it means pitiful, sad. Pitiful and sad. The pathetic old man has no choice but to talk to himself. So therefore this person, this old man who is a commuter, that person didn't have any kind of choice in his life, because no one is ready to talk with him, to share their feelings with him. Therefore that person only talked with himself. There is no choice he had in his life or his family. He is delinked from the present, including his family, and can only communicate with the buried past and unborn future, dreaming about his ancestors and grandchildren. So this person only think about his past glorious time and become happy at that moment, in present moment, and only think about the future life, that in future something good will happen, then I will feel happy, I will enjoy my life. In this kind of situation that person live. Characteristically, the poem is totally devoid of sentimentally, despite its tender subject. So the subject of this poem is very tender, very soft subject, which touch everyone's heart somewhere. The evocative imagery, subtle irony, and the symbolic projection of the commuter as a modern nomad. Nomad, it means a person who wanders from place to place. So, in modern world, the person who travel from one place to another place, that person is called nomad. Actually, nomad is a tribe, member of a tribe. But in the modern world, the person who travel from one place to another place in search of job for his work, that is also called nomad in today's world. Which ironic reinforce the theme of man's estrangement from a man-made world. Estrangement, it means being separate. So in today's world, every person is separate from each other. No one is connected or closely related with each other or everyone. So after this, the actual poem starts. Now listen carefully. My father traveled on a late evening train, standing among silent commuters in the yellow light. So here, in these two lines, we get information that the poet is trying to tell us that his father was a commuter. It means a person who traveled from one place to another place in search of job. And he always came to home in a late train. It means his work completes late at evening or night. And regularly he traveled by train. Suburb. Suburb, it means outside area of city. Suburb sight passed his unseen eyes. It means he has become old and therefore he cannot see outside of the window of the train that what is happening, what is passing from his eyes. He is not ready to see that. His shirts and pants are soggy. Soggy, it means completely wet. And his black raincoat stained it means mark of something. Stained with mud, and his bag stuffed. Stuffed, it means filled tightly. And in his bag, so we can see that is tightly filled with books in falling apart, and those books are apart. His eyes dim by age, fade. Fade, it means lose. Strength and vigor. Fade homewards through the humid monsoon night, and his eyesight has become dim. It means he had become old, and in that old age there was the monsoon season, and in that monsoon season, at the period of night, in the black night, he was walking with tiredness or without any kind of strength, any kind of vigor, energy towards his home. Now I can see him getting off the train like the word dropped from a long sentence. So that train was metaphorically represented there as a long sentence and one word. It means his father is coming out of that train on that platform, on that station. That was only one particular person, and that was the poet's father. Like a word dropped from a sentence, long sentence. He hurried across the length of the grey platform, crosses the railway line, enters the lane. His chappal was sticky with mud, but the hurried onward. So, after getting out from the train, he hurriedly, quickly crossed that grey platform and that railway lines and entered the lane. It means a small narrow road along that platform. And that time there were rain, and because of that rain the whole area becomes very muddy, and therefore that mud was sticking to his slippers, and those slippers were throwing some kind of drops of mud on his shirts, pants, and therefore also he was walking towards his home in that condition also. Home again, I see him drinking weak tea. Weak tea, it means that tea was not hot, that was a little bit cold tea. Eating a stale chapati, stale it means not fresh. Reading a book, he goes into the toilet to contemplate. Contemplate it means to meditate. Meditate it means think carefully about something. Math instrument from a man-made world. So after having cold tea, after eating the stale chapati, he went into the toilet because that was the only place where is the silence in his room, and there he went for thinking, for meditation about his life, about his future. Coming out, he trembled. Tremble it means shake at the sink. Sink it means that is a pot, some kind of pot where we wash our hands. That pot is called sink. Sink, the cold water running over his brown hands, a few droplets cling. Cling it means stick closely. Clings to the grey hair on his wrist. So when he came out of that toilet, that time when he went there to wash his hand towards the sink, that time his hands were shaking, and on the hand he was having some brown hairs, and on those brown hairs there were some droplets, small drops of water were clinging there. They were stick closely to his hand. He is a sullen children. Sullen it means bad tempered. His sullen children have often refused to share jokes or secrets with him, and his children never shared any joke, any feeling, their secret with his father. They always keep a distance from their father. He will now go to sleep. Listen to the static on the radio. Static means crackling sound of radio. So after that he goes to the towards his bedroom or towards his bed for sleep, and that time he goes to his radio, start his radio, and on that radio when we are not getting the proper band, that time there is some crackling sound. That crackling sound he hears there because the radio cannot get a proper band that time. Dreaming of his ancestor and grandchildren, thinking of nomads, enters a subcontinent through a narrow pass, and after there, listening that radio, that crackling sound, he was thinking about his ancestors, he was thinking about his grandchildren, and at that time he was thinking about the nomads. It means the tribe, first people, how they came here and how they started to live here, how they started to spread their community in that area. So in this way this poem ends here. We are going to stop here. Have a good day to all of you. Thank you very much.